With the trail mix down.
Christian, you were so excited. What if I were to say that you were the only person here with us today? It was just you and us. Would that just blow your mind? I think we muted you on purpose just because we were afraid that you're going to start screaming obscenities at us. Don't do that. Christian, it's good to see you.
Oh my!
Okay, there you are.
I have
you.
I have a list of questions that
you have questions.
Yes.
Do you want to begin?
Yes.
You can ask a question. Why don't you just ask a question while we're go for it?
All right.
It's a one-on-one private session with Christian, everybody.
Yeah. All right. For Bobby.
Yeah.
How do you want the hundreds to be remembered?
How do I want the hundreds to be? First of all, where are you from?
I am from Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm repping. Got the hundreds on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
They did give me the wrong size. They gave me the wrong size. But
what is going on? Was that? Did you buy that recently?
It was on my birthday. I went to Fairfax for my birthday.
The guys in the store.
Yeah.
Gave you the wrong size.
They gave me the wrong size.
Sorry, sometimes they're a little.
It's all right. I made it work. I always make it work. So.
You're still growing. You're gonna grow into it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, how do I want the hundreds to be remembered? That's a really good question that I don't think anyone has ever asked. I don't want it to just be remembered as a clothing company. I hope it's remembered as, as bringing people together. I mean, it's kind of like what's going on right now, as a lot of people having good memories and experiences with. You have a question for Blue?
Yes, Mr. Blue the Great.
What's going on?
I want to ask you, how'd you get to do the Jordan collab? How did that start off?
I was making a bunch of art, getting a bunch of different opportunities, but they reached out for me to do last minute these custom basketballs for them, and I ended up doing all the basketballs, painting them custom. They all came out amazing, and that was our first intro. After that, they asked me to do custom shoes when they opened their store downtown for like 3 days. People could come in there and get their shoes done. I did what I do, and everyone was happy. And then shortly after that, they asked me. Well, they kind of told me that I had a chance that I might get a Jordan. So I was just like, yeah, cool. And then they just told me the next year that it's happening. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Christian, I'm going to stop you right there because everyone is now starting to filter in. So it's not just a one-on-one session anymore.
Right.
You were very lucky.
Thank you.
Privileged. First in line
I'm
there.
Very excited.
But stick around. We'll come back around at the end. We're going to do some questions. So, hey, everyone that's entering the room right now. I'm Bobby from the Hundreds. I am at home, isolated in my boring Martha Stewart bedroom. We have Blue the Great here as well. As you know, Blue is an incredible artist. We just did a cool collaboration with him that blew the doors off, especially amongst a coronavirus pandemic. The fact that he has a very loyal fan base, and we're looking at all of you coming in right now, and you're exemplary of it. He is. Anyways, he's here with us. We're going to talk for like 30 minutes, and then we'll do Q&A where we'll call on certain people. Ask your questions in the chat at the bottom if you've never used Zoom before, like I was up until 2 weeks ago. You can hit that chat button. It says it's disabled. Maybe we'll figure that out at some point. One of the moderators will open that up. But eventually you'll be throwing some questions in the chat, and then you'll get called on by the moderator, and then we'll answer your questions at the 30-minute mark. So for the first half hour, we're just going to talk real quick, and you're more than welcome to listen. I'd love to see your faces, but I know that some of you are being shy. All right. What's up, Blue?
It's a safe call. I'm chilling.
I have a question for you.
I have a work live, so
real quick question. Do you know anyone who has coronavirus? or has had it? No? Not yet.
Hold on.
It's kind of
All
getting
right, I
choppy.
can hear you now.
Oh, I was asking, do you know anyone personally who has coronavirus?
My brother,
Oh,
and
no.
they're
Sorry.
similar to how to my age. Let me just get off Wi-Fi. It might be mine. All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yep. You're good now?
Yeah, but at the beginning of the whole thing, I thought it was just gonna be like another scare, another SARS type situation or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's affected. I feel like everyone at this point. I mean, it definitely has affected everyone at this point. But like, yeah, even some people in my family. So, and it's not definitely not. I guess it's not something to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
You know.
It is pretty crazy. I feel like in a few weeks we're gonna be. We all know at this point we should all know at least someone who has it. I know a lot of people who have it. I just found out my brother's wife has it, and so they're probably all gonna get it at their house too. But I think in like a few weeks we're gonna look back on this time and be like, remember when we only knew a few people had it instead of like half of everyone on our block having it? So I'm not looking forward to having the worst, severest flu of my life at some point this summer.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
I got to ask the standard question of how have you been coping at home, and what does reality look like for you right now?
At the beginning, I thought I was just gonna be able to just like tuck away and just make all this art just like immediately.
Yeah.
And I found that wasn't really the case because I'm more so inspired by like people and stuff going on, or movies or whatever.
Yeah.
But for after a week or I kind of adjusted and I knew I had this 100 sing, so putting a lookbook together, I knew I had to just like create, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like in the studio. This is where I'm usually at all the time, is at home making stuff, but it's definitely different when you can't go out and, just like be with your friends or, experience like life as normal. But it's not slowed things down for me really, for the most part. I'm still getting asked to make art and because people are still doing stuff digitally and excuse me, I'm just looking at a way where it's like to use this time and opportunity to also, continue to create things. So
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. We always told I feel like most people tell ourselves, oh, if we only had enough time, like I'll get to that thing that I wanted to do. And now we have no excuses. Like we have all the time in the world. And that's also like an interesting parameter to play with because I'm always used to working around deadlines and, like structure. And so now there's like an indefinite amount of space in front of me to finish something. And so the motivation is like, it's actually weirdly harder for me because I'm used to like, well, I have to finish this by Tuesday, but now I'm like, well, I have to finish it at some point. And in the future, it could be in a year or 2 years. And so sometimes I've found myself lagging on projects.
I feel like for me, it's really taken a lot of stress off of, like, I feel like the internet, just as like an artist and just the way I view things, like, I feel like it's taking so much stress off of me because now, like, I'm not in a rush to like put out the stuff, nobody's going anywhere. And it's like, it gives me a little more time to super refine, which is like, usually I might have put something out already, as right now I feel like, oh, it could be a little better.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm feeling very optimistic about after this is that, man, after everything, I'm not saying that you should be like create like you got to be making something. You could just be relaxing and minding your business. It's not that you got to be inspired to like make art, but I just look at it like when there's times in history that are just like this, there's always going to be something good that comes out of it. So just looking at ways to set it up. So it's like, man, like, how can I flip this to like, like the quarantine lookbook is like, I don't want to make it like a super like some fun stuff. Like, you know, I just wanted to make it still respectfully, like, you know, quarantine vibes.
Yeah. And I feel like that translated. So just for everyone watching, we've been working on this project, what, for over a year?
Yeah.
Been over a year. And we had, we're obviously planning on having this big reveal, a big party, a lot of event oriented stuff to market this project. And right as we were leading up to it, the coronavirus shut everything down. And so there was, you know, Blue and I were, and our team were a little bit bummed out because we had anticipated something else entirely in terms of how to roll this out. And we were also like a little concerned, are people going to be in the mood to care about something like this when there's something so serious going on in the world? But then we pivoted pretty fast, which is kind of like the name of the game these days, and figured out a digital rollout. And Blue was creative enough to say, hey, look, like I can shoot a lookbook. I'm going to do a coronavirus quarantine style lookbook. And I feel like people appreciated it. Like I just was reading some of the comments and some of the people texting me, and they were saying like, oh, it's really cool to see how even with limited circumstances, like limited materials and space, you can still do something as creative as, you know, a quarantine lookbook, you know, and it still looked really good. In fact, it was like one of my favorite lookbooks we've ever had.
I appreciate it. I just definitely didn't want to make something with people outside having fun when nobody's going to be outside having fun, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you see anything else? You were saying earlier that you believe that good things can come out of what's happening now. Do you see any of that happening already?
Yes, the music, the beat battle stuff,
yeah,
that has been amazing. Like just to see like these gigantic producers going against and like playing all these songs, like that would have never happened. Like, you know, and it's like the small things, like, you know, where it's just like, oh, okay, Manny Fresh and Scott Storch are doing a beat battle. Like it's just like, man, why haven't they been doing it? It's like, you know, that's probably gonna become like a thing, like a for real thing. But like, just to me, it's interesting how people were able to flip the digital space and all these other kinds of things because, you know, like it's just a different time. So it's just like, it's very interesting to see how people are able to like do it. Like I heard about some dude with the digital strip club or whatever. Like just all these ideas are just, you know, just like interesting seeing how people like get this stuff off, you know?
Who's doing the digital strip club?
I don't know. Some dude.
Okay, all right.
Group chat.
Just curious about that. Let's talk about the project real quick, Blue. Just to explain to everyone a little bit of our relationship. I don't even remember actually how we met. Do you remember how? I don't know.
It's gotta be a random intro.
Yeah, it's been years. I remember I'd even forgotten that I had you on my. I used to have a Facebook Live talk show called what was it called? It was a Larry David quote. It'll come to me. Having said that, maybe it was called Having Said That. And I had Blue on as a guest, and that was maybe around the time that we were first like really talking and hanging out. But I was just a big fan of your work, and over the years, just a big fan of you as a person. Like for everyone watching, if you haven't been able to tell already, Blue's just like the coolest, easiest, friendly. Like everyone loves this guy. I can't imagine you have an enemy in the world. And so just being around you and believing in you as a person, and then seeing your art mature over the years. And then there was a point like this time a year ago or a little over a year ago where you're like, dude, I'm getting a Jordan. I just did, you know, Schoolboy's cover. And like this, all these things sort of stacking up for you. And I was like, it's really amazing sometimes when, sorry. What's this?
I think somebody's screen shared with us.
All right, well, I got rid of that. I was just gonna say, like, it's really nice when hardworking people who are good actually start excelling and getting recognized in the world, because it doesn't always work that way. We all know people who work hard, they never get the recognition. We all know good people who deserve it, they don't get the recognition. In fact, more often than not, I feel like it's the other way around. It's people who suck, people who do bad work seem to get a lot of recognition these days just because they're associated with the right people. And I don't know.
That was the scariest thing for me, really. Like, and I'm glad, and a lot of maybe, I've been slow cooking this thing. So like at 32, I can appreciate it because like when I was 23 and I wanted to be like, oh, I'm trying to do this art stuff, like the skill wasn't there, the knowledge wasn't there. Like it just wasn't as good as it is now. So that was one of my biggest fears, really, like when stuff started going off, was just like somebody's gonna think that I'm just some dude who's just, just some internet guy who's just like getting over because of whatever, because I'm a beautiful person or something. No, like I don't know, like, so to me, like just having that, like, man, like that was a big thing, like, and it's like one thing that I always like, I just always wanted the skill to be there, where it's like, if I'm a rapper, like, bro, like, I can show you how good I can rap type swag. Like, I don't know. I just never wanted to be a person who just considered like this internet guy who got on because of whatever, Like, I've done so much work and stuff, and, been a fan of this culture for forever. So it's just tight for all this stuff to start like falling in place.
You've told this story 1,000 times, but I'm going to ask it just for the people in the room who don't know. Can you give us just a quick synopsis of how you got to where you are today in terms of your career and who you are as Blue the Great?
Yeah, all right. I grew up playing football my whole life, and I went to college to play football, but I'd always made art. And I actually have the sculpture I made. I made this sculpture in the 3rd grade right here. I'm super into animals. My mom just gave me this. It's made out of clay. I was trying to make a cheetah, but it looks like a bear or something. I don't know.
I was going to say, I thought it was like a hyena or something.
Yeah, I was doing my best. I was always into animals. But anyway, like, I was making art in the 3rd grade, and I won some competition, so I always got like a lot of money. All right,
okay.
Good.
Sorry. Go ahead. Somehow we got muted accidentally.
So
you were
3rd
saying
grade,
that you're always into art.
Yeah, I was always into art, always making art, and like I wasn't always the best. Like I always tell people I was the second best drawer in my grade all the time. Like, there's always one kid who could draw like some anime shit, some robots, some mech, crazy stuff.
I was like the 3rd best.
Yeah, it's like always some dude. You're like, man, who is this guy? He just transferred here from wherever. But anyway, so drawing, playing sports, went to college, playing football and scholarship for 2 years, and then I like transferred schools and was like, I'm just gonna start like making clothes because I just care about like. And this is like right when I started wearing like converting over to like trying to find stuff that people didn't have, in Texas, because I grew up in Texas. So started working at this boutique, found out about the hundreds. I got put on the whole streetwear setup, and I had a clothing line and all this stuff. But like literally, I was like, I'm gonna either move to New York and LA and see if I can do this shit for real, because I felt like I was a big fish in a small pond in Dallas, where it's like I didn't feel like people really cared about like art out there and stuff. So that's just how I feel. People do care about art, but like it's just different. So I moved to LA, and I was like, I'm gonna go out here. I have my kids, and I'm gonna see if I can make it happen. And I crashed on my homie's couch, and then I had a girlfriend. We lived together for a little while, and then I had a studio on Fairfax with the homie above, right on Rosewood in Fairfax, right by the hundreds.
I was gonna say, I was just saying, yeah. Yeah,
and then, man, I was just doing art. I was actually trying to be better at art every day, where I was like painting every day, drawing every day, like not just like telling people I was trying to be good at art. Then I would post stuff, and and I've always been good at like the internet, just like showing my stuff in a different manner, or just like crispier. And then like skill just started getting better. Like, I'm going to art shows, I'm looking at people, I'm like, okay, this is what these guys are selling their paintings for. And how much bigger than them am I, or how much smaller? am I than them? Yeah. So I'm just trying to justify, like trying to figure out how to price these paintings.
Yeah.
Did an art show with my homie Mark, and then I sold my first piece I wanted to make $300. It was a 30 by 30 Mickey Mouse mummy, crispy. Like my homie has it. He has one of them, and it's so good. I'm like, man, I was painting this shit in 2012 or 13 or whatever. But
Yeah.
sold my first painting for $750. There was like a bidding war, and that was the first time I ever sold a painting. And after that, I sold another painting for like $600. And then I sold I sold my first painting for $1,000 to my homie, who's my homie now, Arian Foster, NFL dude. He played for the Texans and shit. And then he posts my stuff. More people saw my stuff, and then just getting better at painting. And I'm a person who really takes chances. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I paint big most of the time, you know, and not because like, I don't know, just like big paintings to me are just like better. It's just like a big ass. It's just like, dang, that's crazy. Like, just scale is a different thing.
Yeah.
You know? So kept leveling up, getting better chances, bigger chances. Got actually going Ellen with Kendrick Lamar, painted live. Thought it got one take.
That was
that was cool. And then
yeah.
they were letting me do stuff, so I got to like make stuff. I did Isaiah Rashad's cover, and then like just keep getting opportunities. And you look up, and then someone's asking you to do a Jordan. You know, I've done a bunch of murals and stuff, but every day, like, I don't know, I'm still in a stage of where like I can't believe that, like, you know, I get to do this shit.
Yeah.
You know? But I put so much time in that, like, it's crazy, you know, that I see why, like, I feel like all the OG painters are like 40. You gotta be like 40 to be like a real, like,
yeah,
like Oz and shit. Like, you gotta be like, you gotta put your time in, man, like, and stay relevant over the years.
There was like there's an anecdote about Picasso, and I don't know if it's real. It's just always been circulated of some girl comes up and asks him for his autograph, and he just wrote his name down. He just signed Picasso, and he said that'll be $10,000. And she's just like, "What do you mean? It just took you 5 seconds to write that?" And he's just like, "No, it took me 50 years to write that." You know, and that's the same thing for you. You know, I love this story because you're saying that it's not, you were just doing things day by day. I just wanted to get a little bit better every day. And, you know, when I talk about my career, I say, it's kind of like I was swimming offshore and I just wasn't paying attention to anyone else who was swimming next to me. I just had my head down and was paddling. And every now and then you kind of stop and you look back and you're like that much further from the beach. And you keep going, and then all of a sudden you can't see the island anymore. And you're like, wow, like all I was doing, you just focus on what you have to do in that moment. And one day you wake up and you are 40. I turned 40 on Friday last week. So one day you wake up and you're 40 and you're like, wow, look at all this stuff I made. And now look at all this stuff that I still have to do. But it is like a day by day thing. Like all you youngins, I was young just like you one day, and I woke up and I was like halfway through my life. But you can end up doing a lot just by focusing on one thing every day or getting a little bit better every day. So we're now taking questions in the chat. If you know how to use Zoom, you can throw it in there. And then we are gonna call, we can now call, 7:30. We can start taking questions if our moderators wanna select people to ask us.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna read off names. We have a lot of questions, Bobby. So
okay.
I'm just gonna pick some that are good, and then we can go from there. Cool?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
I like how shy everyone's being, and they're not showing their face. Or is that intention? Like, did we turn it off?
It's intentional. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 1 second here.
Dang, I got this cheetah mask.
It doesn't look like a cheetah at all. I'm glad that you got a little bit better since then.
All right.
All right, our moderator, Bryce.
Our first question comes from Irving Villagomez. This is for
Irving.
Bobby. This is for Bobby. What makes for a successful collaboration? Do you let the artist have creative freedom, or do you have a few guidelines?
All right. Is there any way that we can unmute Irving and see him so I can see his face?
Let's see.
If he wants that. because I see his name.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And just to be more personal. Wow, Allison Gretchko is on, everybody. Wow, amazing. She can't seem to make our staff Zooms, but she is here with us today. All right, Irving, you're live. I can hear you, I think.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you doing?
Good. Wait, hold on. Let me plug in my headphones. They're all messed up. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Irving, where are you from?
I'm from Dallas.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go, Blue.
Yeah, I hit you up before, bro. Anyways, I'm an artist myself, but yeah, I'm about to launch my clothing brand pretty soon. But I was just asking this question: what makes for a successful collaboration? Like, do you let the artists have creative freedom, or do you have like a few guidelines that you put to the artist? Because I've seen you've done like several collaborations throughout the years.
Yeah, we've done like literally several thousand collabs at this point. I I like to work with people that we believe in more than them just being technically great artists, more than them just having a really cool brand. It's about aligning with them as humans and as personalities. And the best projects tend to be with people that we are genuinely friends with, we genuinely like, support, and believe in each other. And then the work that comes out of it is usually indicative of how well that relationship goes. There's like easy money plays. Like, I'll be straight up, you know, like we do a project with like a big corporation, or we work with a rapper. Like, obviously certain projects are just meant to just make a lot of noise, make a lot of money, and just, you know, like that's the purpose of those projects. The licensing projects are like that. Sometimes when we work with like big cartoons or something, there's a story there as to why we work with that cartoon, but we're also just trying to make as much noise, like two huge names, the Hundreds and X brand cartoon, throw it together, let's like stoke everyone out. But the projects that mean the most to me are projects like this, because we've just been with Blue for a number of years. We've tracked his career. We genuinely enjoy our friendship with this guy. He's a good dude that we want to support. And then the work that comes out of it, like as soon as he started submitting the art, everyone on the team was like, oh my God, this guy's going all out for us. Like, he's really going, you know, balls to the wall, like making us some of the best art he's ever done. And then for it to hit product, and for that product to start selling out immediately. Like, I don't know if you guys try to get those shorts sold out in minutes, you know? So like, this is an ultimate project. It made a lot of money for us and for Blue. That's awesome. But more than anything, we got a lot of really good art out to our audience. Like, we get to educate people about Blue. Blue gets to educate his audience about the Hundreds. Like, that's a perfect collab. Like, this is really, it's kind of rare these days, like to get like a project that hits on every level. But good question.
One more question for Blue. As an artist, what made you most comfortable to work with the Hundreds? And like, I know you've done a lot of collaborations too. Like, when you consider a collaboration to take on, like, what do you consider as far as like taking on a collaboration or like working with these people? There's probably a similar answer, but
it's easy. I just look at it like, first off, like with real brands and real people, like it's just like, would I want to have a beer with this dude? But just like when I make album covers, it's really like, do I listen to this music? Like, you know, like you won't see me do a collab with something that's not actually like authentic. And I think with having the first like major collab, I mean, as far as like a wearable collab, like with Jordan, and then Backdoor with the Hundreds, it's like, to me, it's like that's kind of the precedent of like what I want to set. Where it's like, I don't want ever to collab with anyone, and you're just like, oh, he's just getting a check. Not that I wouldn't do that, because like I'm not gonna say don't take care of your family and your whatever you gotta pay for, like do whatever you gotta do. But like, as far as like clothing goes, it's like I have pictures of me 10 years ago with the Hundreds on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a fan, like, so it made perfect sense. And I pull up on Bobby and Ben, and they're like, they look out, they're good people and stuff, so it's easy.
Thank you, Irving. Appreciate it. Next question we're gonna take from Adrian Salazar. 1 second.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yo,
What
Alright.
up?
What's going on? So I guess like my question is both for Bobby and for Blue. I'm currently an art student right now. I'm attending school for graphic design, and as two like classically trained artists, what would your like thoughts be on art school, or would you say it's more like important for an artist to be like independent about it and definitely make their own like blaze their own path?
I'll go first. I dropped out of school, out of college, and only thing I learned in no, this is no slugs to anyone with college, because like I wasn't in art school. I was just playing football and taking like art classes, but like basic stuff, drawing too, and like color theory. The best classes I took in college for me personally were like art history and art theory, like just learning what has been done and like just to see what's possible, you know.
Word, yeah.
But one of my closest homies out here, actually two artists I know that are amazing. One lives here, one lives in Dallas. Jeremy Biggers and my homie Jacob Rochester. They both went to school for art, and they are amazing at art. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I can make a painting for you, but graphic design, like I don't really know the rules to graphic design to be the best graphic designer. So I think it's a bit of both. Like I think if you can learn rules to break them, then awesome.
Definitely.
Adrian, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute myself and I didn't hear your question.
Oh, okay. So I was telling Blue that so I'm a student attending college for graphic design and things like that, and I was asking about your opinion on becoming like a classically trained artist versus like blazing your own path and just being like an independent artist and kind of getting your own gigs and shows, and kind of like, you know, what your thoughts are on both. Because I'm kind of on the fence myself. I'm about to drop out of school too, Blue, to be honest. Like, you know, like who needs all that when you can just be like an independent artist, you know?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, and Blue kind of hit it on the nose at the end there. There's a line in my book where I quote Hav, who used to work for us, who does amazing signs, mid-city signs, everyone. But Hav said, you have to know the rules to break the rules. And that's something that I wish I had. I wish I had the technical expertise. My parents never allowed me to explore art when I was growing up. So I never got to enroll in an art class. I wanted to be an artist, obviously, because I draw, but I just never had the skills. I never got to learn. And I wish I did. Like I had to kind of teach myself. Even the other day I did like, I took everyone through the process of how I do a graphic design. And if you watch how I use Illustrator, I kind of use it backwards. Then like I take slower processes because I just never got to go to school for it. And so I wish I knew those skills, but at the same time, it made me scrappy and resourceful, and I figured out my own way of making my art, and it looks different than everybody else because I wasn't trained like farmed out like with everyone else. So I don't know. I think there's like a little bit of both. School is important, but also not the most important thing these days. I have a lot of thoughts on just academia in general being broken, and I think now is the time where, you know, we are everything is just getting leveled, especially right now, like in the midst of this pandemic. So it's kind of like open territory, like new frontier, make up your own rules, set up your own systems. Like you're the generation that'll do it.
Yeah, like I sell paintings off the internet, and most people who get my paintings have never seen the painting in real life. And I don't think, I mean, it's like we're just living in a different time. So
yeah,
I think it's just a bit of both, man. So, but it's definitely, I think if you don't have the tech, like if you don't like learn how to do it, it could be a little bit, you have to have a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
And just like learning, because you have to learn, like, you know.
Right. All right. Next question. Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate it.
Next question is from Melissa Yang.
All right, Melissa, where are you at? Did we find her? Is she still on?
She's on. I think she's coming up right now. There she is.
Hi.
Melissa.
How are you?
Are you in Andy's bedroom?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I was just toying with the virtual background this morning, so let me just undo that. A little embarrassing. My question was, what was the process like in curating the pieces for the collection? I was especially curious about the shorts and the ashtray, just like kind of the origin story behind it.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa. That's a great question. I'll let Blue lead that. You know, we really let him kind of take the charge on that. So
Yeah, it's cool. Just like with Jordan Brand, man, and I don't know. I love when brands let me do what I want to do for the most part. So I was just asking, right when I knew I was getting a collab, I knew what I wanted to make. Originally, like I was like, I gotta do Atom Bomb, Mummied Out, easy, first thing out the gate. But the shorts, I just asked them. I was like, yo, can I make something crazy? Like I don't want to just do like tees and hoodies. And they're like, yeah, what do you want to make? I was like, can I do some shorts? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, can y'all copy some pants for me? And they were like, yeah. And then I had these overalls. They're here. I don't know go find them in my room, but like I got might be them right there actually. Oh. But this is what I used to call them the ashtray.
Do you have that ashtray with you right now? I wish I had one right here, but I actually didn't even get one. I didn't get the shorts or the ashtray. Everything sold out so fast. So that's the ashtray. That was entirely your idea. So cool.
Yeah, it's these two.
The amount of people I got hit me up today that said I don't even smoke and I bought an ashtray. I was like, I know.
Yeah, my mom wanted one and she doesn't smoke.
Yeah. It was such a great idea. We've made ashtrays before, and when Blue suggested to do it that way, we were like, dude, brilliant.
Yeah, it's just cool to think that, like, me and any brand, and when I start thinking like, damn, the hundreds, I can make cool stuff. Like, really, they could probably make anything. And I was like, why just make something regular when we can kind of just, not even have to go out super far and just make something cooler,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then people love little trinkets, man. It's like people like that stuff sometimes more than clothes, I feel like, just to have like something different,
Yeah. Thanks so much, Melissa.
Thank you.
That was a great question. All right, next question.
All right, we're going to take a question from Fabian Ramirez.
Fabian. Where are you? All right. Fabian.
What up?
How are you?
What up?
Where are you from?
Good, how about you? I'm from Vegas.
All right.
Vegas, okay.
Vegas getting hit pretty hard with that. Oh, nice. You didn't have to do that, Fabian, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
How are you?
Good. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're having fun. This is a lot more interesting than spending time just reading horror stories on CNN.com about the virus. I'd much rather do this every day.
Yeah.
My question to you guys was, what's your guys' favorite pieces?
Oh, from the collection?
Yes.
Okay, so the shirt that Blue's wearing, I know that's an easy one because it's Atom Bomb and it's done in Blue's mummy style, but that's probably number one for me. And then the shorts, because just the shorts were so creative. I'm not kidding. Like, I didn't get a chance to. They sold out. Ben, my partner Ben in the hundreds, he texted me like right when the project went live, and he's like, "Oh my god, everything's selling out. He's like, "Oh, the shorts are gone," and both of us at the same time were like, "Oh my god, we didn't even get a pair for ourselves." I have to like buy them from a reseller site or something. I don't know. What about you?
The shorts are gonna get me cussed out for sure. Because some people, I was like, yeah, I'll get you the shorts.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're not. It just didn't happen like that. But I'm gonna say for other people, for me to see other people in would be the shorts, because if I wear the shorts, I was like, people just think I have on just like regular shit, like my stuff. So when I see other people in the shorts, that's cool. I like the hoodie. I like the hoodies a lot. I like the Atom Bomb. Yeah, of course that's easy. Atom Bomb was the start of. That's the first thing I designed, but for the collab. But the bubble letter hoodie. Those the how heavy the hoodies are, how the print is on. It's like 3D print, but like it looks like it's like almost embroidered on there. But I like the hoodies a lot.
Hey, again, a very obvious question that you get asked every single time, but just for my audience that might not be as familiar, the mummy thing that you do, why and where did it come from?
It was just something I was trying out originally. Just like there's a point I was living in Chicago for like 6 months, and it was like I had a girlfriend, and I was just drawing hella, like filling up sketchbooks, like a month, like new sketchbook, just getting a ton of ideas out. And it was just one thing I tried, and it was like, oh, this is cool. Like this, like I like how this looks originally, and then over time, and it was done in a very like goofy, kind of crude style. And then over time, I was able to like kind of like build it, you know?
Yeah.
So like now I use it kind of like as this opposing idea of like preservation versus decay. Like which one is it? Like it's a juxtaposing like concept where it could be either or. And like, I don't know, it's also like something that like I feel like was like originally like some Black shit, and like it's the most simple lines that make like this very complex thing. So at this point now, like I use it, sometimes I just use it for signature, but it's always some meaning built into it. But I use it for like a bunch of different things, really.
I love that, man. That was cool. All right, thanks, Fabian. That was a good question. Who else do we got, Bryce?
We have Aileen Nolasco.
All right. Aileen. Aileen?
I'm over here drinking.
Eileen? Eileen.
Oh,
Eileen.
hi.
Is it Eileen?
Hello.
It's like Eileen.
All right. You lean. Eileen. We all lean for Eileen. What's going on? Where are you from?
Hi. I'm from East Dallas.
All right. Oh, look at that. Dude. We should have done this in Dallas. Not that anyone can come see us, but maybe we'll do a little tour stop at some point. How are you?
It's so cool. Good. How are y'all?
Yeah, we're having fun. This is fun. And it's actually making me think I want to do this more often.
Awesome. Okay, so my question was just like wondering about y'all's creative process and stuff like that. Whenever y'all do get inspiration for like art or whatever, like what kind of y'all's process is like, and then I guess I'll say the second question.
Blue, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think the best emotion is, the best inspiration is extreme emotion usually, whether that be a time of super happiness or sadness or whatever. Like, I feel like when I feel extreme waves of emotion, it's easier for me to make things, but not all the time. Sometimes I feel like I just get in a groove, but most of the time, inspiration for me comes like a lot of times, like music is like the conduit, like it keeps me like going. So music, people, and my process, I like to just start, like, I like to just figure it out as I go. And a lot of times I don't have an end goal for painting. Sometimes I do, but my new like painting like concept is like, just start painting. And then if you don't like something, just take that out. And then if you want to add something, add something. So there's never any 100% clear vision of the thing until it's done. There's no expectations.
I love that. For me, Eileen, I am most inspired by people, because to be able to have a conversation with someone like you, and then to see the world through your perspective, I get to leave my comfortable existence, and I feel like I change a little bit, I grow. And I'm always constantly in this pursuit of growth. I want to be different every day. I don't like staying the same. I don't believe in the status quo. I want to progress. And so people help me to do that. Listening to them and having them blow my mind, change my mind all the time. I look forward to that. And then as far as process goes, it usually stems from a conversation, and it comes from a place where I just feel like there's something really urgent on my mind, something I care about, something I'm sad about or angry or something I'm really excited about, something I want to tell the world, I want to share with the world. So it's these t-shirt designs, the cut and sew, the clothing designs, the blogs that I write, the books that I write, like all of that comes from the place of me just wanting to be heard. I'm looking for a platform, and obviously I just didn't get enough attention growing up, and so I basically am holding everyone by the face saying, listen to me, what I have to say is important, when it's really not as important as what you have to say. But you know, because I'm a narcissist, I like to hear myself speak. But that was a good question, Eileen. Thank you very much. All right, who else do we got? Bryce?
We're gonna go with Ricardo Aguilar.
All right, Ricardo.
I'm killing this trail mix.
I was gonna say, you're making me hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Yo,
What's up, Ricardo?
What's up? How's it going?
I like your shirt. Oh, you're wearing a good shirt, man. That's old.
It's holding on barely, but I just want to say thank y'all for hosting this and for Blue for making this.
Wow.
Just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to hold this on forever as long as I can. But I don't know. I was blowing up Bryce. I'm sorry, Bryce, but I asked him hella questions. But the thing I guess I'd like to ask most is what was the design process behind Isaiah Rashad's cover art like, and what's it like with PDE?
That's definitely not a question for me. That's for Blue. Oh, there he is.
Ah, it's the original.
Wow. Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, this is the drawing.
Wow.
Just framed it. Then we got this one.
Yeah.
This one too. This process was really tight. Isaiah hit me. I was a major fan of his music, being that I'm from the South. So he was like one of the first people I felt, not one of the first people, but somebody who was like lyrical and Southern, which was just like some Outcast Tribe type shit, like it was just tight. So we became homies, and he just asked me. He told me he was a fan of my work, and he was like, "Yo, I want you to do the cover." He told me an idea, and I tried to draw his first idea, and that idea got rejected from the higher ups. and then he told me his other idea, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to be like above this like Cadillac," and I'm like, are you going down or are you going up? And he was like, "I don't know." And shit, I drew it. And he just told me the colors. I was like, I told him I'm thinking purple and pink. But the cool thing with like the artists that I get to work with, especially with album covers, like they're gonna have an overall theme, and then they just let me go crazy, So once I submitted the original drawing, that original drawing is the album cover. There's nothing added other than color, but hand drew it, outlined it with a pen, and then scanned it myself and colored it in Photoshop.
Nice. Really good.
Yeah,
thanks, Ricardo. That was a good question.
Yeah, good one.
All right, we can do maybe a couple more. Thanks everyone for sticking around.
Okay.
If you were just joining us, I'm interviewing Blue, and Blue and I, and Blue in the Hundreds, did a collaboration that dropped yesterday night, and it just crushed. And we wanted to thank everyone, the first people who bought it and let you in, and also the people who I just texted and said, come and join us real quick. But yeah. All right, who do we got, Bryce? Sorry.
We're going to take a question from Giovanni.
All right, Giovanni.
Hello?
Yo.
Hey, Giovanni.
Hey there, man. How's it going?
How are you?
Oh, which one, though?
Great.
Oh, there's more. Oh, the war of the Giovanni versus Giovanni. That would have been funny. It would have been awesome if you guys looked identical.
All right, so I'm gonna make it quick and short because I want everybody to make their get their point, right? So my first point is like, how do you get this exposure when you don't have like the resources? Let's say, for example, you know what, I have these things in my mind, but I can't get to a babe designer. I can't get to the hundreds, like, you know, connect. I can't get to a Billionaires Boys Club. So how is it that you could like get exposure? Meanwhile, like you have these things in your head though.
Yeah. So you want, in terms of like hiring designers, or how do you get your name out there? Oh, sorry. I think they muted you a little bit. Maybe, did you get muted? Okay.
Yes.
Well, either way.
Say it again, Giovanni, please.
Oh, the question?
Yeah, like, are you talking, you're saying like, how do you get your name out there? Is that what you're?
Somewhat, no, because let's say like, you know what, like you have these ideas for these brands, like for example, like the 100.
Sure.
So like, how is it that you could, it's basically get your name out there, like, you know?
Yeah.
I think what you would do first is like how I got my name out there was literally trying to like create as much fire as I could without anybody else. That's still my biggest strategy. Like, I always think that, man, it's cool to do some stuff with the hundreds that's this big, but it would be cooler to do something that's this big by myself. You know, like, to me, that's how you want it. You want to set yourself up so like people are like coming like to you, really, like, and then because you can go ask anybody, but more so I feel like it's just like, usually maybe it's just a relationship, but it's just like, I think you just got to cook up. You just got to like, if it's clothes or designs, you got to like, how do you set the world on fire and you don't have as much resources? It's just like innovative thinking. Like at the beginning when I didn't have anything, I was just like putting stuff on the internet and thinking like, what are people not doing? Like what's missing and how can I do it better?
Gotcha. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. For example, like that 8, you know, like that 8 though, that Kobe. I was thinking that like way back. I'm like, you know, you could put that on top of like the the atom bomb logo embroidered, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
For example, like these, I don't know if you could see these. Like this is a design that I made, like, you know, for example, you see like the LA?
Yeah.
I'm basing it off of LA.
Keep it going, Giovanni. Get Photoshop or Illustrator. You want the Adobe Creative Suite. It's a design program, and then you can scan those in and you can start working on them and turning them into fully fleshed out graphics. But that's how you can do it. Thanks for your question, buddy. I'm going to move on to the, because we don't have much time left. I appreciate it. Who do we got, Bryce? Bro.
We're gonna take a question from Noah Bentley. One moment.
All right.
Oh, there he is.
You.
What up?
Hey. Hey, Noah.
What up, Blue? I met you at the Baby Keem show a while back. It was
Baby Keem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah. So the question I wanted to ask was, do you spend a lot of your time at events and clubs? Like, do you meet other artists frequently, or do you spend a lot of your time in your house working? Or just
Man, I love to go out, honestly.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I meet people now. I feel like I meet a lot of people. It's kind of weird to tell people this now, but Bobby probably can relate. But like, when I go out, sometimes I feel like some people might already know who I am. So like, it's kind of different meeting people for me. Like, are there maybe like, I don't know, people are like weird. Sometimes people are like intimidated, like I'm gonna like be weird or something. But most of the time I'm at the crib. I'm at the studio painting. And then it's like, since I work all day and I work from home, I do like to go to shows and I do like to get out. And I meet a lot of people, and I am one of those people where if I feel like I can't have a beer with you or like whatever, we can't go get some food, like then I kind of like, why would I want to work with someone who I don't like enjoy like seeing? So it's kind of like that. Even with the artists that like I hang out with and collaborate with, like it's like, do I like this dude? Like, you know, is this just like a cool dude like to like kick it with? And I invite a lot of people to the studio, like, well, when I had like a public studio, and like a lot of people don't come for whatever reason. So I don't know. I love going to shows. I love being out, but I spend a lot of time here, and I'd rather turn up in my studio than go like to some like club. I don't really go to clubs. I be at bars and shit. You feel me? When we could do that again, that's gonna be so tight.
I know, it just seems like
word.
science fiction, what you're talking about. I'm like, going out to a bar? Like,
Yeah.
that sounds German-fested.
Yeah, like a concert, a whole concert.
Ooh,
It's gonna be-
I don't know about that. Sketchy. Thanks, Noah. That was a good question. Let's do one more. I feel bad for everyone who probably is waiting on their question being asked, but we got to keep it moving. Who do we got, Bryce? Hey, Jay. It's good to see you. Saw you real quick.
We're gonna take a question from Mike Muner. We're gonna take a question from Mike Muner. Let's check it out.
Mike, where you at? Mike Muner. Hey, Mike. Is that Mike?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Mike.
All right.
guys.
Okay.
Mike, what do you have behind you? What is that? Oh,
It's a
that's
textile Alex Gray woven blanket.
that is beautiful.
That's crazy.
Really nice quality.
Where are you from, Mike? Pittsburgh. All right. Gotcha. How's it out there?
It's good. It's all right. We're all on lockdown like everybody else, just trying to get by.
Yeah. Right on. All right. What do you got for us today?
So my question is, and of course with quality, it's all about quality. The graphic image is always the first thing that grabs that person's attention, gets them interested, wanting to purchase it. But then you take it home, you live with it for a bit, and you start to look at the quality of that part, that material, that textile. How is that textile chosen? What type of influence is the creator, the seller? How important is it to you guys that high quality material is used, and how is scalability fall into play with it?
Yeah, Mike, that's a good question. So it's a balance, right? Like we want to provide the best quality materials when we're making our garments, but we also want to make it accessible and affordable enough to where it's, we're not luxury, we're not blowing someone out of the water. Like at the end of the day, we just begin by considering who our audience is and who do we want wearing our product for the hundreds like under our clothing company. And I know who that person is. Like I'm not looking for someone who is, the snobbiest, most elite, highest fashion person. Like we know who those people are. Like our brand has never been for that. We also don't want to be for everyone. We're not like a mass brand. We want like just a very specialized, curated group of people who care. We want people who care about these stories. We want people who care about people like Blue that we work with. We want people who care about our experiences and our backgrounds and the history of our brand. And so it's a very curated community. It's not, I always say it's not for everybody. It's for somebody. It's just for like certain people. And so I think about that person all the time and I'm like, how much do they want to spend? What is enough to make them feel like the product is special? Like if it's too cheap, they're not going to think it's special. Like they'll just be it'll become disposable to them. But I don't want to price it out of range to where they feel like they're being priced out or they're being excluded from the conversation. Like I want them to feel like, hey, I could afford that if I save up, it will mean something to me if I can actually have that thing and I'll appreciate it. And so it's a balance. And then we work backwards from there as far as what the quality of the garment is, but we like making stuff that lasts. If you got those pair of shorts from this collection, like those are going to last forever. You're going to have them forever. Thanks, Mike. That was a good question.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate
it. Okay, so we are going to do a group photo. So they're going to turn on, our moderator is going to turn on the cameras on everybody. So we're going to do group photos. How many pages? There's like 6 pages here too, huh? So, all right. I'm not going to do the screen grab, but I guess
this has pages. What's good, man?
Look at all your lovely faces. Thank God that the cameras were turned off, so I didn't have to see some of you. You are really ugly.
Hey, he got Lalo got the big hundreds bomb in the back. Kobe
Wow,
shirts in here.
this is so cool seeing everyone. It's like when the lights come on in the club and you're like, oh, this is who I was dancing up on the whole time. All right,
Yeah, this is crazy.
Michael's got the shoes. Alexis, your hair looks good. Don't worry about that. Badsy's got the Kobe shirt on. What do we got? Alejandro, your kid is way cuter than you. Thank God. That's definitely the mom's genes, not yours.
Nolan, what's in the background? Is it a report card? Some art. That's tight, man.
Jason's got the shoes. Half evil and Baljeet. I see you. I love. God, you guys are all. What are you wearing? Oh, Reed, you're wearing an Uncle Paulie's hat? Go like that. You doing? All right, me too. There you go. You know, good.
John got
you got a classic shirt on, Isaac. Sorry, Blue. What were you saying?
No, I was just John Forsyth got the atom bomb joint on.
It's amazing.
I think these people are muted in the back.
Yeah, everyone's muted. I mean, we don't want to hear. Is everyone? Bryce, tell me when the screen grabs are done.
Almost.
Okay. Yeah. Do your thing.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
I'm trying to see what else is out there. So Liam, you got the classic the hundreds Lakers collab with Adidas. Yeah, people
got the pillow.
People ask us about doing a project with the Lakers or Adidas, and I'm like, we've done it before. Who else do you see out there, Blue? Hi, Natasha. Thanks for being a woman, a female in here. Apparently, girls don't like it very much. Hey, there's my bestie. Bestie, throw up your peace sign. There you are. All right. Hi, Gail. Well, oh man, this is so cool. I do have to say, everyone is very good looking. As you're very handsome and beautiful people. Christian. Oh, Christian, you had asked me about. Were you the one who asked me that? Okay. Christian, I love you. I want to hang out with you when this pandemic is done. Yeah. It would be funny if I unmuted you, Christian, and you were still like talking like that and I couldn't hear you.
Hey, yeah, let's take a shot.
Christian, I feel like you're lecturing me.
Let's take a shot.
Take a shot.
Okay, I have a question.
I have one.
All right. So how did you get to this?
Christian, you're back. We're going to start and end with you. Go ahead.
All right, so I have a question. How did you get to this on Adobe Illustrator? Because I have no clue.
Okay, so you asked me that over text. So if people who know
I can't even remember me. Yeah.
Of course, no one believes it, but I text everyone. I'm the one texting everyone.
I know it's you, but like
there's thousands of texts, and I sit here all night long because I don't sleep, and I text every one of you back. And you've been asking me this. You said, "How did I get to that point?"
Yeah.
Illustrator. But what are you saying? Like, how did I draw that in Illustrator?
How did you get to like where you can choose the colors on T-shirt?
Oh, no. I didn't. That part. So we made that swatch ourselves. Like, and then that's like a Photoshop file that I dragged into Illustrator, and I'm just selecting the colors. Right. Every time I design a new shirt, I use that. I use that as base.
Also, what are the fits looking like?
What are the fits looking like of what?
Yeah. What are you guys wearing?
Oh, what am I wearing right now?
Fit check.
Talk to me nice.
Fit check.
Blue is just a model. Fit check. I'm wearing a minor shirt, and these are. I'm at home, guys, so I'm wearing my tie-dye shorts, the 100 shorts, and my Uncle Paulie's hat. And you're wearing one of our shirts.
I got the 100 shirts on.
And you're not wearing any pants.
It's okay though.
All right.
I got the same shirt Blue's wearing. Ordered on the way.
All right.
Man, I've been looking like the lookbook every single day. It's
Irving, your baby is very cute. And who's that? Who's on your shirt there? Who is that? Audrey Hepburn? What is that? I don't know. Oh, is it Kim? Yes. All right. Is that your brand? I'm assuming. Very cool. Melissa, thanks for reading my book.
What's good, man? What's good, Reed? Oh, he got the old school war lighter. I made that lighter when I lived in Chicago.
Wow. All right. I feel like we got everybody. Sam is looking cool. I hope that's your real mustache there, Sam. Is it? Bad Egg got the Bad Egg shirt. Very cool. Carlisle got the old shirt on.
Here.
I appreciate that. Wow. You've been with us that Bomb Squad shirt from the beginning.
Wait, Bobby, I have a question.
Where are you? Who is it?
Wait,
Is it Christian?
Christian.
Christian, we just left you unmuted forever? Big Sand. Everyone, if you can find Sandy Mosqueda on your, this is Big Sand. She's very famous, very important. We love her. But Big Sand is also the one who runs all our social media. So when you see, if there's ever a problem with our Instagram or Twitter, you can complain to her, okay? Christian, ask your 15th question of the night.
If you want an intern over the summer, I'm open.
Okay.
I could be your apprentice.
I appreciate it.
You know my line?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I appreciate it.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks,
Yo, Isaac,
Christian.
can you show your shirt?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You should do one. You should do one with the mummy hand over it. That'd be cool.
Isaac, I see you. Thanks for reading the book. And you're like having a fit down there. I love it. What else? A Grateful Dead collab, DH. We were the first to do Grateful Dead collab in streetwear. No one remembers that. I do.
What kind of shoes you got, man? Pull out one pair of the heat. Pull out the most fire shoes you got right now, Amethyst.
Oh, wow. Are you asking that of everybody?
Oh, yeah. Whoever. Let's see everybody. What y'all got, man? Pull out the heat.
That's fun.
Yeah. Those are some heaters right there.
That's
all you really need.
Hold on. What do we got? What are people pulling out?
There's some Travis ones. He had the Blue the Great, Fearless Pat.
This is crazy. LTK, you got the Pump collab.
Oh, you got some Sean Witherspoons right there. Okay.
Wow. Derek, what are those?
What's that? Everything out here. All right, y'all got some heat.
Sick. The ice creams. Wow. Dave. Oh, what up, Dave? Good to see you.
The Cortez, those the Cortez Kenny boys. Okay.
Jordan, Josh, your black fours are my #1 favorite shoe of all time.
Hey, y'all can't put. You got the Adidas. I can't mention.
Peter, I love your hat and your shirt. H2O. Listen to H2O. Listen to Gorilla Biscuits, please, everybody. Wow. Okay. Wow, everyone's cool. I'm kind of embarrassed to show my shoes. Allison is holding up the Osiris's. You have a pair of those, Allison?
Oh, there goes some Crocs right there. Them bangers. Okay.
Interesting.
Camo Crocs.
The girl who shoots all our
John
photos
Geiger's
for us is
Geiger
Allison,
joints.
and she's her name is iPhone on here. Sorry, what's that, Blue?
He's somebody some John Geiger's. My man got the Toy Story Vans with the claw.
Duke is.
He got the off-white fives. What are the off-white fives? What are those? Oh man, I don't even got those, man.
Did you already call out Reed's Tiffany dunks?
I didn't see Reed.
Wow.
Reed got everything.
Reed, you are very cool. Those are brand new, by the way. Are those brand new? What? That's
look at that.
Oh my God.
Watermelon hundreds.
Are you a size 11? Okay. I almost had to deal.
Man, let me go to my closet real quick. Y'all got this.
I'm actually gonna go.
Y'all
to my
light
closet.
out here, man.
I'm gonna go to my closet.
Oh, we got some South Beach LeBrons. Dang, those are old. That's tight. I was salty I couldn't get those, but those are the heaters. Those are the last LeBrons I'm fucking with, man. Some Giannis joints. You don't even be hooping like that. All right, let me get some of my shoes.
Okay, so all my good shoes are at the office, but I do have these, and these are the bummer about these is that they're falling apart. So I'm sure a lot of you people who have old dunks know about this nightmare. So I don't want to wear them anymore. But Brazil lows. That's the best I have here in the house.
Some light.
Oh, okay, Blue, you win.
These are just the rotation pairs. We got rugged to, you know, a little more crispy.
Ooh, Ricardo got BP dunks. Nice. I wish I still had those. Irving, I love your, those are, you win, Irving. We're gonna hang out with Irving after this for sure. Fabian, what are, oh yeah, you're doing very well. Fabian, you're doing very well. You need to stop buying so many shoes and you need to work on the lighting in your room. You need better lamps, less shoes,
You got one of these,
more
though.
lamps. Oh, wow. Now we're just pulling out all this. So I'm at home and my wife won't let me keep any cool stuff here because she doesn't want to live with a man boy. She didn't marry a 9-year-old boy, so I have to bring all my toys and sneakers to my office. So if you've seen my office before, that's why it looks so crazy. Ricardo, thanks. Oh wow, old school Garfield collab. All right, we got Crocs. I saw Crocs. My best friend Billy is on here. William Itzen, best architect in the universe. All right, I gotta get going, but this was the best. We should. I'm gonna do this all the time. We should do this all the time. Did we get Bryce moderating? Did we get the photo that we needed?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
All right.
All right, y'all. Catch me on Call of Duty right now. Whoever wants to smoke, Xbox, Blue the Great, Activision, Blue the Great. Don't get worked.
Thank you, everybody. Thank
Peace,
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.